Tonight's full supermoon rises in the zodiac of Libra and the Sun in the star sign of Aries, but what effect will this astrological phenomenon have on you? The March full moon, often dubbed the worm moon, enters the horoscope charts tonight at 0 degrees in Libra. Here in the UK, the moon will peak over the horizon at around 6:51 p.m. GMT but will not reach full illumination until around 1:42 am GMT on March 21st. When this happens, the glowing face of the moon will be in direct opposition to the Sun, which also happens to have entered Aries today. The moon might also appear exceptionally brighter and larger than usual because it is a supermoon or a full moon near its closest orbit to Earth. And if that was not exciting enough, tonight's full moon is the first in 19 years to fall on the day of the vernal or spring equinox. Such a rare celestial event will not repeat itself until the year 2030, and even in that case, it will not be a supermoon. All of this combined together results in an exquisite astrological spectacle, according to astrologer Julian Venables of LondonAstrologer.com. Mr. Venables told Express.co.uk the moon in astrology reflects the emotional side and the ever-changing nature of humans. Because of this, he expects emotions to intensely fluctuate and change over the next few days. Mr. Venables said, "The moon is only ever fully lit up for 2 days every month, otherwise it is always changing. So when the full moon comes around each month, emotional nature is sometimes challenged and there is a possibility that irrational reactions or responses can occur." In a way, in the past, people would refer to this as being moonstruck. That is quite an old word, particularly in romantic or sentimental situations. The Sun in Aries, the full moon in Libra and the spring equinox combined are one of the most important astrological moments of the year. Mr. Venables expects some sort of peak in the realm of politics to occur this week. This, he said, is represented by the Sun and Moon facing off and confronting each other tonight. Could these be a symbolic representation of the ongoing conflict in the British House of Commons? The astrologer said two sides of a political conflict are bound to present themselves in the next few days. Mr. Venables said, "What we're going to get probably is the willpower of the Sun going against the feelings of the Moon." Aries is the bossy, confrontative and almost brash cosmic energy, which often takes on a leadership role but rarely follows through with its ambitions. Libra, on the other hand, is much more agreeable, thoughtful and recognized for its diplomatic approach to confrontations. This, in turn, could have an effect on relationships, where Mr. Venables warned people to expect change. The astrologer said, Aries and Libra are, of course, the zodiacs of relationships and marriage. People need to look out for changes and developments in relationships. Is there a need to be more affable, or charming, or cooperative with your partner? Or on the other side of things, is your partner being very impatient, very headstrong, very extrovert, too assertive? Mr. Venables said these two conflicts will manifest themselves in the context of everyone's horoscope chart. General predictions for the spring equinox's full moon. On the 20th of March, at 21:58 UT, the Sun enters Aries, indicating the spring equinox. Almost 4 hours later the Moon enters Libra, at 1:28 of the 25th, just after a 10 hours long void of course period. Then, at 1:43 it accurately opposes the Sun, forming the full moon. So, this is a very promising full moon, magically speaking. Also, during the waning moon period, Mercury turns back into direct motion on the 28th, Venus enters Pisces on the 26th and Mars enters Gemini on the 31st. Also, Jupiter is starting to considerably slowing down, as it is getting ready to turn into retrograde motion. It's already moving with the 1/4 of its normal speed, and by the day of the new moon, its speed will be the 1/12 of its normal speed, practically immovable. Luck and the rest blessings of this generous star are still here, but they need more effort and more patience. Mars role. Mars plays a significant role during this waning moon period. It will remain in a triangle with Saturn until the 31st of March and in the other one, with Pluto, until the new moon, on the 5th of April. Its hexagon with Mercury will also remain barely active for a few more days, but from the 27th onwards it will cease to act. On the downside, Mars also square Venus. This aspect will remain active until 2 days after the new moon. Love is difficult and needs attention, but it can be intense and passionate, both in a good way and in a bad one. Those with a tendency to cheat their partner easily should be more careful. Those hunting for a new partner can either find it difficult to find one, or quite the opposite. In the latter case, though, distinguishing the right one can be quite challenging. If you are simply looking for sex, though, instead of love, things can be much easier. Venus role. Venus, though, forms a nice hexagon with Uranus. This hexagon is barely active right now, but it's getting stronger by the day. On the 27th it will be accurate and it will remain active until the new moon. Changing the situations in our existing relationships, finding a new relationship, and things like those can happen. The internet can also play a major role in these. Arts and health receive similar influences, too. Beauty, too. Changing our appearance is very much supported. Taurus, Pisces, and Libra will feel this influence stronger than the rest, but we will all feel it to some degree. Full moon predictions for Aries. The sky's energies focus on your finances and they mostly bless them. There may be some unexpected expenses, though. Also, services of beauty, sex, and health receive some more stress than other services. Trade of goods also receive some minor stressful influences. Overall, though, both money and work receive much more blessings than problems. Getting ready to start a new business and actually starting it, preferably after the 28th, finding a new job, and changing your saving and investment policies to some more beneficial to you are all possible and they all receive very auspicious influences. Long-term money planning and healing your finances in every possible way are advisable and will be easier than usual. Full moon predictions for Taurus. There are many energies focusing on your zodiac this period and most of them are beneficial ones. Avoiding risky and hasty actions can reduce most, if not all, of the dangers you may face. Work and career matters need most of your attention, while, in the same time, they can be the ones advancing more than the rest. Artistic kind of jobs and careers, preaching, teaching, and studying receive even more beneficial influences than other kinds. Also, the internet can become a very helpful tool to make yourself and your products or services are more well known and for any other purpose you employ it. Social life included. In fact, social life can become much more pleasant and new people can come in your life. Gemini. The full moon coincides with the spring equinox gives this period very strong magical energies. This is even more true for you. Healing, changing of destiny and luck, changing yourself, awakening previous powers and qualities, either from this life or a previous one are the kinds of magic that receive the most support, but all kinds receive more than just some. Also, your creative talents and imagination will be more active and capable than usual during this period, so make good use of those. Work matters also receive support, especially after the 26th. On the other hand, traveling and studies can become more stressful after then. Thankfully, Mercury turning back into direct motion will ward off some of this stress. Not all of it, though. Full moon predictions for Cancer. This is a good period to take care of your social life. Ending unhealthy relationships is recommended. In fact, some of them may end even without your intention, but, if it happens this way, it can happen in a less pleasant way for you. Healing and strengthening healthy relationships is also supported. Also, expanding your social circle is possible and easier than usual. Maybe not too easy, but certainly easier. Whether these new people will be good ones for you, it's a matter of wise choice on your part. All these affect your love life, as well, in a similar pattern. Also, work seems to be mostly pleasant. Internet-based jobs and activities receive even better influences. Once again, the internet, other than professionally, it can help your social life and your love life. Full moon predictions for Leo. You are probably one of the luckiest zodiacs of this full moon and this waning moon period. Health, professional life, and love life, all receive support. Health receives only beneficial influences, so if you are facing some problems there, expect pleasant developments. A rare exception is a small tendency on accidents. Not strong enough, though, usually, unless the moon stresses this aspect. Also, sexual health may need some more attention than usual. Work and love, although receive mostly beneficial and supporting influences, they receive some stressful ones, as well. In most cases, these stressful influences will reveal, or help you realize, what's wrong in these aspects of your life. Things you haven't noticed, or haven't given them a second thought, may now become rather obvious and pretty irritating. Full moon predictions for Virgo. Your stress levels need some care and attention. The full moon and the waning moon period will make them rise quite a lot, at times. Relaxing your schedule and organizing it better, as well as finding enough time for yourself, your needs, and to rest and relax can help you a lot. Other than that, this period is quite pleasant for you. The effort is needed in order to make the best of this period, but little effort can produce great results. After the 28th, when your governor will be back into direct motion, this influence will be even more obvious. Work in particular, as well as love life, receive even more blessings. Both of those fields will be affected by your stress, though, so managing it will make those aspects even better. Full moon predictions for Libra. Love and sex life receive strong influences, both beneficial and stressful ones. The beneficial ones are more and stronger than the stressful ones, though. Nonetheless, problematic relationships may end and there will be some difficulty for the singles to find a new love. A difficulty, true, but help too, so don't give up. Quite the opposite, in fact. Expanding your sexual horizons is also possible under the influences of this full moon and this waning moon period. Health also receives mostly beneficial influences. Emotional health, though, as well as your mood, in general, can be a little sensitive. Supporting yourself and nurturing your optimism and good mood even when you think you don't need it can help you quite a lot. After the 26th, the beneficial influences on your health will become stronger. Full moon predictions for Scorpio. Love life receives much support. Especially for those in a relatively new relationship and for those searching for one. Those in a well-established relationship can face some challenges and stresses, but, if the relationship is, in fact, good and healthy, there is nothing to worry about. All this stress will only strengthen the bonds, at the end. After the 26th, the beneficial influences are much more than the stressful ones, too, so just be patient for a little while. Social life also receives some supportive influences. Both making existing relationships stronger and finding new friends is possible. Also, your friends can be quite supportive when you need them. Work receives some mild beneficial influences, but jobs, where much interaction with clients and colleagues takes place, will experience this influence more strongly. Full moon predictions for Sagittarius. Work and money matters receive much support from this full moon and this waning moon period. Work won't be stress-free and problem-free, most likely, but the good points will overshadow the negative ones. Finding a new job, if you've been searching for one, is possible, both while Mercury is still in retrograde motion and after then. If you are working and you want to change jobs, though, doing that after Mercury turns back into direct motion is much more advisable. Health can be a little sensitive. Hay fever, problems of the respiratory, high blood pressure and skin inflammations and decreases are the most possible ways this influence may affect